Lean, mean, green, silent predator who barely moves. Meet the carnivorous plants. And who can blame them? It's hard not to be marveled by the way a sundew plant uses its sticky arms to immobilize prey, or the speedy snap of Venus flytrap and its uncanny resemblance to animal jaws, or a pitcher plant which can kill a mouse. Although most meat-eating plants consume insects, larger plants are capable of digesting reptiles and small mammals. The habitats of carnivorous plants are varied, but usually involve wet, low-nutrient sites including bogs, swamps, water bodies, watercourses, forests, and sandy or rocky sites. Carnivorous plants can be found on every continent except Antarctica. They use a variety of strategies to lure prey into their traps. Some produce strong-smelling nectar and have intense coloration that mimic flowers. Others camouflage themselves seamlessly into their surroundings so that the victims blunder into them. The intense coloration of trapping organs can give the impression that they are flowers, when they are in fact a deadly trap. Pitcher plant native to Madagascar, Southeast Asia and Australia. These countries are not only known for some dangerous animals, but also have some. Pitcher plant need to acquire nutrients by trapping and digesting animals because they grow in really hostile areas where nutrients are scarce in the soil. The prey gets attracted to the mouth of the plants, which look like vessel-like pitcher organ, where a specialized cocktail of enzymes digests the victim. A pitcher plant called Nepenthes spathulata. Its stem can grow to 5 meters in length, with the upper pitcher that captures animals reaching about a foot in length, are the world's largest known pitcher plant. The plants found eating lizard, frog, and even mouse. The plant lures the rats with the promise of a sweet nectar. When the rat leans into the plant to drink the liquid, it slides on the pitcher's waxy interior and gets stuck in that gooey sap. Once it is trapped, acid-like digestive enzymes break down the still living rodent. The queen of carnivorous plants is the Venus flytrap, got its name from Venus, the Roman goddess of love. The Venus flytrap has developed successful trapping mechanism and a taste for meat. The trap is made of 2 hinged lobes at the end of each leaf. On the inner surfaces of the lobe are hair-like projections called trichomes that cause the lobes to snap shut when prey comes in contact with them. They immediately respond to touch. They will trap anything that moves in a blink. Like pitcher plant, Venus flytraps also attract their prey using sweet nectar. Touch a trigger hair twice, or 2 hairs in quick succession, and an electric charge closes the trap, its interlocking teeth forming a cage. The insect's continued struggles will cause the trap to seal, at which point digestive enzymes will dissolve the victim's soft tissues. The trap absorbs its nutritious soup and after about a week reopens using the carcass to attract new visitors. They get some of its nutrients from the soil, but to supplement its diet, the plant eats insects, ants, beetles, grasshoppers. Flying insects and spiders are all victims of the flytrap. It can take a Venus flytrap 3 to 5 days to digest its prey. One of another interesting carnivorous plant is called Sundews Drosera. Usually grown in acidic wet soil, the name of this plant is derived from the characteristics of its leaves to shine like dew in the sun. The plant needs a lot of moisture, so you may spot them in the humid areas and even highland. As the soil in which they grow is infertile, sundews lure and trap insects with their sticky tentacles. Sundew has long stem that carries flowers far away from the sticky trap of its base, so it won't accidentally trap its pollinators. The final blow comes when the movement triggers the inner and outer tentacles of sundew to bend toward the prey, pressing them to contact more sticky mucilage. The more the prey struggle, the more they get tangled. The prey either die of exhaustion or asphyxiation in about half an hour. Sundew will then secrete enzymes to digest the captured prey, dissolving it into nutrient soup for consumption. Some sundews growing in Japan steal insects lured by the flowers of neighboring plants. Meat-eating plants rely on insects for reproduction too, so it's not always an advantage to eat them. Many have evolved mechanisms to spare some prey, for example, by having traps that only function after the plant has flowered. The sundew species can make seeds from its own pollen. The cobra, not the snake but the lily, get its name from its appearance. The curled leaves of the plant rise up like a snake ready to strike, complete with a forked tongue coming out of its mouth. Unlike most pitcher plants, the Cobra Lily doesn't collect rainwater in its trap. Instead, water pulled up through the roots is released into the trap as required. A bit like the way our mouths water when we are about to have a beautiful pizza. Once an insect walks into a Cobra Lily, it's unlikely to find its way out. The plant uses a technique of having just one tiny well-hidden exit, forcing those inside to tire themselves out looking for it. Eventually, after using all the energy trying to escape, the insects succumb and fall into the liquid. The Cobra Lily fills its trap with an enzyme to help break down the insects and extract the nutrients. This is common in pitcher plants, which use a range of different enzymes and bacteria to digest their prey. The Waterwheel plant is a rootless and free-floating aquatic plant closely related to the Venus flytrap. Like the flytrap, this plant works as a snapping trap with delicate sensitive hairs, but only underwater. Their tiny traps grow up to 1 centimeter in length and capture prey including mosquito smallfish and tadpoles. Carnivorous plants had started appearing about 72 million years ago, and 1/4 of the world's carnivorous plants may be at the risk of extinction. The causes behind the losses include climate change, poaching, and habitat loss. This could have detrimental impacts in our ecosystems.